I want to talk a little bit about soybeans today and see what we think might be going on there. I'm starting on the weekly chart. This is a weekly chart. We're using moving averages. And you can see it's really pretty flat, even though we've got a 200, actually 200's up here, so it's below the 200. We've got a stacked 50, 30, 20, 10. They've started to move up some, back up toward the 200. And we've got a little bit of a weekly trend line here. I drew this one in. But you can see that we've got a channel. We got a channel right through here, and then we've got a channel probably in this area, somewhere maybe through here. If you want to be a little more generous, we got a pretty good breakthrough right here. But for the most part, we're bouncing in this area. Now let's go to the daily chart and take a look at it, see what we've got. We had a steep move down. China trade talks improved. We had a move up here, and then we had another pretty good move up right through here. We've got a little bit of a flag forming right here. Just looking at this chart, I've got the 200 here, I've got the 50 here. We've just broke above the 50. The moving averages are moving up toward that, looking for a cross. Again, it's obvious we don't have a solid trend to follow like we did, say, back in here as we crossed the 200 coming down through here. And we would have had to anticipate that a little bit because we actually didn't cross 200 until here. But you can anticipate that was going to happen with the strength of this move down. And then some consolidation. Here we had, again, a sharp move down. The trade probably would have been right in this area if we wanted to go short as it broke the 50. You could argue that there's a trade here as we broke the 50 going to the other side. However, I didn't take it. I was waiting to see what was going to happen because I try to trade my swing trade strategy, and as we continue forward, I'll show you what this looks like from a swing trade standpoint and why I didn't get in it. But I did go ahead and run a fib level, as you can see. If we did get a pullback from this area, if it did break back down below this, we could shoot for one of these two targets. Let's look at the wave. We can see we came up into the wave here. We consolidated. Strictly speaking, by my swing trading rules, I've been looking for short here. But I know I've got a lot of consolidation. I got a good bounce off here. Now we're up in this area. We're above the 2 Keltner channel. I really couldn't, from my swing trading standpoint, I really could not take a trade here because I'm over this 2 Keltner channel. Plus, RSI is up pretty high. It's not overbought by any means as it was, back in here when we got some consolidation, or oversold here where we finally got to move back up that we would have expected. We just had to watch for it because it didn't come immediately. Let's look at the Bollinger Bands. Same thing on the Bollinger Bands. We hit the 2 deviation band here. We're below it now. We're moving back toward this 1 band. And really what I see, there's 2 ways you could trade this. You could trade a break of this little pennant flag forming right here and trade it to the upside, but you've got to watch out for this trend line right here. I'm not sure what's going to happen when it hits there. The other thing you could do is you could try to trade it back down coming into the mean down through here. Now for me, I really don't see a trade, to be perfectly honest with you, that I would be comfortable with. I've got a lot of momentum moving up through here, as you can see. Yes, it could drop off as you look back in the past how it's done. But I just don't see a trade right now today that I want to jump into. If you were looking to do something, if you have a better feeling than I do on what you think soybeans are going to do going forward, then I would look for a breakout to the top here and then pay real close attention to this trend line. Or I'd be looking at a break down below here to come back maybe into this level. I think that we are going to see a lot of consolidation. You're going to see a lot of choppiness, a lot of bouncing. I don't think you're going to see big moves, over this high here, and I don't think you're going to get back down to this low. And again, that's barring changes in China talks, trade talks, something of that nature that could influence this, things that we really cannot control. And that's one reason I haven't traded soybeans and corn a lot, is because there's a lot of outside factors going into this that make it very difficult to predict what's going to happen because you don't know what the next statement coming out is going to be. But I'll be very cautious. Strictly speaking, from my swing trading standpoint, I'm in an area where I would not want to go long. Even though I do think there could be some potential to the long side, I'm not going to trade it. And I'm not recommending a trade to you. I've given you some ideas of what you could trade if you wanted. You know, if I had to pick a trade, someone told me I had to make a trade on this, I'd probably be doing something a little conservative. Perhaps I would do sell some a call spread up here, call credit spread up above this for maybe 14 days out. Have to run the numbers, make sure that would work. Number wise, may have to come down to 940 and sell the call credit spread, and then I would close it if it broke up above here, because that means it's broken above this trend line. So I would close and get out if it did that. And that'd be a conservative trade you could place if you're looking to trade soybeans from an options standpoint, which is typically the way I trade commodities. I usually trade options. I rarely trade the commodity itself. But those are the two things that I see are possibilities. If you have any questions or comments, let me know. Thanks.